What's up, motherfuckers? It's your boy Gorilla Mike. It is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2019. So, hope the first day of the week went well. It was Monday, so what can we expect? And then we're in Tuesday, so we're one step closer to the weekend again, one step closer to Friday. So let's get straight to it. Some of the topics that's trending in the news following Trump's recent trip to Japan, the G20, meeting with the G20 leaders, and then going to North Korea to meet with Kim. There was somebody in the background circling around, you know what I mean? So taking selfies and sitting on daddy's lap. Yeah, so Ivanka, she's in the news getting roasted on social media and other news outlets. Apparently, everybody's favorite daddy's little girl tagged along with daddy to the G20 Summit, acting as a shadow diplomat. And then embarrassing herself in several ways, photo bombing with different photos, in different photos of world leaders. Her dad is taking photos with certain world leaders, and she's in it, photo bombing. She's on stage, sitting on daddy's lap as he takes his picture, the group shot with the G20. Has no diplomatic experience, is only there because she's daddy's little girl, right? So I think some of the people on Twitter and the Twitterverse and the social media is calling her the most famous nepotism hire and idiot Princess Ivanka. So apart from taking, photo bombing world leaders and being in places she shouldn't be, the most embarrassing part was that there was a conversation in a viral video. I'll put a link to the video in the description. So there's a viral video of her standing on the outskirts of a conversation between Emmanuel Macron of France, Theresa May of England, of Great Britain, and Justin Trudeau of Canada, and Lagarde, the head of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. And they're having a conversation, a quite intellectual conversation about topics that's dominating the world. And, these people are leaders of the world, right? So they're talking about important shit, right? And here comes old Princess Ivanka circling around. Then boom, she interjects herself, makes some comment that really nobody can, kind of babbles some comment about whatever they're talking about. I don't even know if it was related to what they were talking about. She comes in, interjects, puts her point in. Everybody looks around and one of the most uncomfortable silences ever, caught on tape, caught on video. So she needs to realize her place, man. This old saying, stay in your lane. So what does Ivanka do, by the way? What's on her resume? Why is she, going around the world, acting as a shadow diplomat right next to daddy, holding daddy's hand while he's meeting with some of the world's greatest leaders, right? So of course, the G20 Summit is the leaders of the top 20 economies in the world. So old Miss Sunshine, little Miss Ivanka is there imposing herself. She's a handbag impresario. She makes handbags, right? Isn't that what she does? She's got a lot of sweatshops she's running. She's a sweatshop impresario. Why doesn't she go back to doing that? Just running sweatshops, right? Making handbags, running sweatshops. She's got, I think, 19 or 18 copyrights from that was granted to her by China. How the hell do you get a copyright in China, man? China is notorious for violating copyrights. So they're gonna give you a copyright, you know what I mean? That's like having a doctor's diagnosis by Philip Morris, oh, sir, you're cancer free. Thank you, Dr. Philip Morris. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't have another pack on me, bro. It's like, you don't worry about cancer. It's all in your mind. It's all fake news. Anyway, so yeah, Ivanka, the trending hashtag is Unwanted Ivanka, right? So if you check it out on Twitter or on social media, search for that hashtag. You'll see a lot of funny photos and Photoshop photos of her interjecting herself in different moments in history where she's not wanted. So check it out. It's funny. It's going on. So let's give the idiot Princess Ivanka a round of applause for looking like an idiot and following her daddy around the world and not staying in her lane. Yeah, in related news, on the same trip, the G20 and then off to North Korea that Trump went on, his White House press secretary, his new White House press secretary, who took over after the famous Sarah Huckabee Sanders. The name of the new press secretary is Stephanie Grisham, and she's a fighter, man. Apparently, old Stephanie Grisham got into a scuffle with members of her North Korean counterparts in the North Korean press corps. So, as leader of the White House, White House press secretary, leader of the White House press corps, as well as the American journalists who were there to cover the historic meeting between Trump and Kim in North Korea. So, Stephanie's there with her crew. And then, the North Koreans are there with their crew, and they had a little scuffle, fighting over space and getting a chance to take some photos of the two leaders making their historic meeting. So they had a little brawl. She apparently she came out bruised. She got bruised and confused or whatever. So you know what I mean? Bruised. Yeah, an incoming White House press secretary bruised and scuffled with North Korean guards. Some of the headlines going around. Trump press secretary fights for media in land of real fake news. Wow, that's a nice. White House reporters offer rare praise for Grisham runs interference with Kim Jong-un goons, right? So apparently, Kim Jong-un's guys are trying to protect him or trying to, not stop the American press from covering it. And then she goes in and she starts to, she puts the figure four leg lock, suplex, boom, on some of the North Korean goons. And then the American journalists, the Western journalists were able to then get a good position to take the shots that they wanted. I guess North Korea wanted to hog all the good spots and get their propaganda machine working. So Trump's propaganda machine beat him to it. So we all like to see the fact that, maybe World War III will be started by paparazzi, right? The war of the paparazzi, right? So, can't wait to see what's going to happen when she gets back to the state and she has her first press briefing and they ask her what's up. I wouldn't like to see that I wouldn't like to ask her too many tough questions if she's known to get, bruise her knuckles a little bit, right? She likes to mix it up, right? So there we go, Miss Grisham. Stephanie Grisham, this is from the New York Times. Yes, the New York Times, written by Annie Carney. Washington, Stephanie Grisham, the new White House press secretary, returned from the demilitarized zone with a bruise on her arm after physically pushing North Korean officials to clear a way for American journalists to cover President Trump's meeting with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. In a video of the clash, Miss Grisham can be seen, iPhone in one hand, wedging her body between a railing and a throng of men crowding a hallway. "Go," she commanded a group of journalists as she held back the North Koreans, opening a path for the journalists. This is like harkens you back to like the Korean War, right? It's like she's holding the line, man. She's like holding the North Koreans back. That's literally what it says, holding the North Koreans back as the Americans were able to. She's drawing fire, man. She's holding the line, drawing fire, while the American journalists, and she's telling them, "Go, get out of here, get to the chopper, man, get out of here. I'll hold them back." It reminds us of that great scene from, of course, Born on the 4th of July. 4th of July is coming up, where our boy, William Forsythe, he's fighting, and he goes down, and Tom Berenger and the boys get back to the chopper, and Berenger says leave, and then of course they look down and they see William Forsythe, and he's like, I think that's like Stephanie Grisham, like that. She's holding the North Koreans back. She's laying down some cover fire. She's drawing fire. She's popping the smoke. Get to the chopper. She's telling her people, boom, get out, and then they leave, and then they look down, and she's just like. And the North Koreans just grab her and take. Anyway, that's my take on the whole thing. So anyway, Stephanie Grisham, getting a lot of news for your throwing them bows. All right. So welcome to the White House. So we already heard about Donald Trump's one of his kids. Ivanka following her daddy around the world. So let's talk about the other jackass kid, Mr. Don Jr., right? So Don Jr. is in a little bit of trouble. No, but he's not in really big trouble. He retweeted a tweet that was questioning Kamala Harris's birth or citizenship or ethnicity, right? So according to the tweet, here's how the tweet says. Kamala Harris is implying she is descended from American black slaves. She's not. She comes from Jamaican slave owners. That's fine. She's not American black, period, right? So that's what the tweet said. He retweeted it, and then he goes, is this true? Wow. I don't know what he's trying to imply, but it's bullshit. It's bullshit, of course. Donald Trump, you're a jackass. Trump Jr., you're a bigger jackass. Why are you sharing these conspiracy theories? Didn't you learn the first time, man? This is the type of low punches these guys gonna pull. We gotta fight back. We gotta also play dirty with them as well. When they go low, we go low and lower, right? We cut their knees out from under them. We undercut those bastards. Anyway, so Donald Trump Jr., you're a bastard. You're a jackass for spreading that stupid racist tweet regarding Kamala Harris's ancestry. How you have no right to comment on the ancestors of people whose ancestors were slaves and were taken advantage of, and Native Americans and people of color that were victims of white supremacy for hundreds of years, right? So let's not comment on that. Let's not go into that. So Donald Trump, you're a jackass. Another jackass that's in the news, of course, the New York Knicks, who failed to get with the biggest salary cap room in the league, with $70 million in room to spend to go out and get 1-2 superstars. They got nobody for free agency in 2019. They missed out on KD and Kyrie. They didn't want to offer KD the max. New York Knicks, Brooklyn is the new home of New York basketball. Sorry to say, New York Knicks owner James Dolan, you guys are a bunch of idiots. You're definitely jackasses of the day. So you can go kiss my ass. New York, go fuck yourself. Right? Another jackass of the day is Japan, the country of Japan. So recently, in the last week, Japan, after decades of being part of an international treaty which protected whales and other marine mammals, Japan decided to exit that agreement and will now resume commercial whale hunting. We live in an age where we need to protect animals and protect the environment, and I don't understand why Japan feels the need to resume a outdated, draconian practice. We don't need to do that anymore. There's enough things to eat on land and in the ocean that aren't endangered, that aren't threatened, that aren't things that we respect as intelligent creatures. So Japan, get your act together. Stop being a jackass. If not, go fuck yourself. Last but not least, we got some new news from the entertainment world. Lil Nas X comes out as gay by the end of the recent gay pride festivals. Lil Nas X comes out as gay. I want to congratulate Lil Nas X and all the people that are coming out and feel comfortable in their own skin and able to show the world who they really are. We do live in a world where, guess what, we have the right to be happy and to be free and to be, to pursue our own happiness, as long as that happiness does not include violating somebody else's right to produce their own happiness, to pursue their own happiness, right? So, to people out there that are still sort of homophobic and things like that, let everybody be free. As long as that person is not interrupting you in your pursuit of happiness and harassing you or hurting you, assaulting you, then let people be who they want to be, right? So, with that recent news, it does put the song Old Town Road into a little bit of context. I see it a little bit differently now, of course. I'm gonna take my horse down to the old town road and ride till I can't ride no more. I think what that really means is that I'm gonna take my horse meaning like your boyfriend, like your dog. So like horse is kind of like slang for like your boyfriend. In the country, sometimes in rural areas you gotta talk slang because they're not so progressive and liberal in those areas. So I think what Lil Nas X was saying in that song was, I'm gonna take my horse, i.e. my boyfriend, down to the old town road. Old town road, another slang word for the gay club. And I'm gonna ride till I can't ride no more. So that means I'm gonna dance, or if you're feeling frisky, maybe some other stuff until you can't do it anymore, right? So the literal translation, now that Lil Nas X has come out of the closet and said he was gay, then we really look at it like this. It's like, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and ride till I can't ride no more. Really means I'm gonna take my boyfriend down to the old town gay club, and then we can have a lot of fun and enjoy ourselves till we can't enjoy ourselves anymore. And that's what I gotta say about, Gorilla Mike's gotta say about the trending news that's going on for July 2nd, 2019. Just keeping it light. So I hope your week is going well so far. Hope it started out well. Enjoy your Tuesday. There'll be a lot of news going on in the week. So don't forget to subscribe if you like this channel. If you like the video, subscribe. Please hit the bell to get all my notifications when I launch another video. Check back daily for new videos about what's going on in the world, interesting topics. And if you don't like this video, well, you can go fuck yourself. This is your boy Gorilla Mike. I'm out.